Of course, this is a WFSO reaction, and I apologize to all the Bucks fans for because y'all probably see that somebody did created this trade movement, which nothing against Zion Williamson. I know he's young, but also injury prone, but like it seems like this person tried have Giannis team up with Zion Williamson. So maybe it may work, it may not work. Who knows? Andrew Wiggins, decent player, did win a championship with Golden State, but he's not what he used to be. So I don't know why they add him into the fold. And I think that's Antonio Reyes, I believe, from the Pelicans. So I don't know why that maybe they add him for like the filler, but then again, trades you do on ESPN are not accurate. So like I said, you go to fanspro.com. You do like trades with NFL and also with NBA. So what they do on there, there's more like accurate trades that can happen, besides just seeing the ones that there's probably no chance of it happening. Anyway, so they're saying the Bucks will get rid of Damian Lillard, which I don't think they will. And now, why would they take like a injured? Why would Miami take like an injured Damian Lillard? Like seriously, how? Like he's gonna be out, most of next season. But I seriously doubt it that Miami's decided that what, we'll get Damian Lillard. Just don't make any sense. And the guy we one of the centers that we tried to go for last year's draft, Houston Missy. I'd rather the Bucks probably would have had that than Zion Williamson, but that's just me. Because it seems like Miami will have like too many centers. Don't forget about Kelly Ware, and plus Ben Adebayo can play center from time to time too. Uh, Pelicans, see Terry Rozier. I don't even think why. If it's like because like shorter contract, maybe for Terry Rozier, but I'm sorry, I don't see that happening. Kyle Kuzma, I don't even think that the Pelicans will take that chance unless they want to fall down in the draft. And plus, they had issues. Brandon Ingram, finally trade him, although he was like out most of this past season. So I don't know. They want to be stuck with with a player that still needs like a little bit more development, and they may have the time, but I just don't see them getting Kyle Kuzma. So of course y'all probably see the name and all that stuff, and you see like a couple of people did laugh at that, but like he at least he admitted this is a 1% chance of happening, but why would Miami do like a short term like rebuild? They was at least making it into they won up to like they were fighting for the AFC, but they didn't win that one. It's just like I think was it they surprised. I think what was it? Oh yeah, because I think like Miami was it Miami or Atlanta and Orlando was fighting for the spot. God, I kind of lost. I think Miami lost to Chicago. Then it was like Chicago and Atlanta. See, I'm lost now. Sorry, so I have to do that for a second. Just to make sure. Let's see. I can look for the Yeah, let's go to the bracket, the playoff tree. Because you already know, some of the semifinals games started yesterday, and Let's see, who was they facing the AFC? Oh, it was the Heat. Okay, so the Heat did win. Like, cause it was Miami ended up being Chicago, then Miami ended up being Atlanta to get the A seed. So I don't think they need like a rebuild. They just need adjustments made to their roster, and maybe next year a few of their players then may go up there. Because if y'all saw like yesterday's aftermath video, we saw like they got a few like free agents that they really got to sign. It's definitely Duncan Robinson if he got a option to terminate his contract if he wants to. So yeah. Wait a minute, Indiana did win. Oh, don't want to see that again. Not that if Pacers somehow end up passing the Cavaliers, which will be a pretty shocking. Uh, I really then hope the Knicks or Celtics will take them out. So I'd rather see the Cavaliers than the Pacers in there. They already made it to the Eastern Conference last year and then got swept by Boston. So I'm sorry, Pacers. They're still not ready. Although they got a little bit lucky with us, but still they're not ready. So yeah, I just had to make sure that what was going on with Miami because I kind of figured I knew they were in the playoffs, but I know they had to battle through the play in and sorry, and just end up shocking people. But I seriously doubted that the Heat will probably make these moves. They probably will keep Andrew Wiggins, and I know they trying to see what they can do with Terry Rozier, but I really don't see that happening. And like I said, I don't see Miami end up getting Damian Lillard either because I don't think they want to waste their money. Then Damian Lillard will have a player option and decide, I'm not going to stay in Miami. I'm going to go somewhere else. So that's a possibility. So this is all those stuff they just got to wait on. So I do laugh at this trade because it is silly and well, we know like some Bucks fans can be delusional, but I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna hate all Bucks fans and stuff like that. No, because I admit we do have fans that is like a little bit delusional. I do admit that, and like I say, ain't nothing wrong that you supporting your team. There's nothing wrong with that. Support them through thick and thin, and wins and losses. But only the GM and well John Horst and the owners and Doc Rivers. So for you guys that upset that Doc Rivers and stuff like that, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I think he's not gonna go anywhere. So it's like they already paying for they just got done paying Bullnozer for the contract he was at before they let him go. So and they got like 2 more years for each Adrian Griffin and Doc Rivers. So I'm sorry, but most likely Doc Rivers is not going to go anywhere. Maybe they'll keep him for next season just to see what it is, but probably after next season, if it's like the same outcome, then I can see them after next season letting them go. But I don't see them letting them go in the off season, or maybe they try to oh god they can't promote them because they gave John Horst like a 2 year extension, which I know some people don't understand why. I'm like 50-50 about it. You know, there's some trades like he did that was like really questionable. Then there are some trades like he did this NBA trade deadline that were actually very good. So right now, I'm just 50-50 on that. So it's just like one of those things. We'll see what he pull off in the off season. So I'm not gonna lie, there were a few moves in the off season that he really pulled that was really great. Like managed, get Gary Trent Jr. To sign with us for a year. So and Torian Prince was on the road, but like I said, beginning of the season he was good, but toward the end of the season it was just like So I don't know. Maybe negotiate with the Bucks and probably will take like I think he was getting 2 million or something like that. So maybe he'll arrange get the same pay if he stays with the decide that he wants to stay with the Bucks. But although he was top five in 3 point percentage with AJ Green being in that top five as well. So I really don't see Torian Prince staying because they ain't gonna start him. They would bench him. So this was like he was better like in a bench role, because he has his ups and downs games. But I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that too, if they keep him all season. But I did a big explanation on the recent video with like the off season for the Bucks. So you get a chance, check that out. And I did, talk about a little bit about that yesterday too. So what, check out Aftermath Part One, because I'll talk about that on there too a little bit. But but then again, you got some YouTubers that's like Trey Giannis, Trey Giannis, Trey Giannis. He deserves better. That's good that you respect the player, but then again, a player, especially like international players, they want to stay loyal to a team. And it says, some, American players can't take that route. It's like you got some people on the team that's like loyal. You got Kobe, although he was threatening to like leave, but he was still, loyal to the team. Like, if the team ain't gonna do anything, he's gone. So that I can understand that. So although he wasn't picked by the Lakers, but he was just on that team, ever since his rookie season. Another person like I'm not gonna totally like with Michael Jordan. He was loyalty to the Bulls all the way through. Although he played the last two seasons with the Wizards, but then again he was the I think he was the GM, I believe. So and then he decided maybe I'll make my last run. So there are a lot of loyal American players that's out there that stays on one team. But it's like seems like it's more like internationally like want to be loyal to their team, and some of them international players end up getting traded because the team is like, okay, yeah, you're no good or whatever. But there's some top tier players internationally that stay loyal to the team, like Dirk Nowitzki. He's another one. Been with the Dallas organization like all his career and at least won one championship with them, which ended up being their first, I believe. So yeah, it's just like the new rules with with like at least like small market teams can be competitive with like the big market teams, and then the sad thing is they throw these other rules and blame the National Players Basketball Association for stupid rule they added this season. With there's tier one then tier two. It's like girls, what the Bucks did with like Damian Lillard and stuff like that. So they decided, we need to do this. I'm like, okay, y'all was really supporting for small market teams to do great, and you're like crapping on them because of what like certain moves that some teams did. So it just doesn't make any sense, and just sorry for the NBPA get all upset about. So bunch of whiny babies. Just put it that way. Like I said, I can go on and on with this, and I just think like I can understand having Zion Wilson like play with Giannis, but how's that gonna work? Are you gonna like have Giannis play full center, which he is not really? I wouldn't say he's really that comfortable, but he's doesn't like playing that position at times. Um, which I can understand. Um, and Zion Winston, they both mainly gonna end up trapping the paint. So I can understand you can get like another rebounder like Williamson in there, but the long haul is not gonna work. So like I said, I hear rumors, Zion for Giannis. Like I just think that's kind of weird. and it just don't make sense. Like I said, as a Bucks fan, I'm not giving up on Kyle Kuzma just yet because I know there's some people ride him off ever since he got traded. Talk about we should keep Chris Middleton, the injured Chris Middleton, and old veteran of Drew Holiday. Like Drew Holiday, of course, one of the best defensive players in the game. And the setup that what Bud did have, like Drew Holiday always guarding Jimmy Butler, and it didn't work out. And so it's just like, why you didn't have Giannis on him most of the time for size, which I still don't get why Bud did that move to this day, and that's probably one of the reasons he got let go. Although we won the championship in 2021, and I think we just got really lucky on that. Like I appreciate having the second championship, but that's the thing. I think the Bucks did get lucky. So I'm still gonna appreciate them winning like a championship regardless of how things happen. But I guess we can say we were the first team in the East that won the NBA Cup championship. So that says something. So this season is not a complete total loss. Although some people are gonna be like, the NBA Cup championship is nothing. Yeah, it's something, and especially like they get paid like every time they like win the game in that like little playoff tournament. It's something. And you saw that Damian Lillard gave like his the winnings of the championship game to the staff. So yeah, I'm sorry, but the NBA Cup tournament is a big deal, wherever you think so or not. So give it like maybe a few years, maybe like some team will win like back to back, and maybe it'll mean more for like people. Just imagine like if the Bucks win like back to back, they won it this season, and maybe they'll win it next season. And I think after that, people gonna start, like, okay, maybe the tournament does matter. But just some people it's gonna take time. I know, cause I know people was giving Lakers crap for they being the first to win it, and gave them crap about it, and had a banner out. So you know what, cool. And this year we had a banner out, but it kind of sucks. It's like kind of a plain banner, but still a banner. So I don't know about y'all, but hey, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that they win that. So it'll be cool to see them win back to back, but it's like one of those things. Who knows? Before I let y'all go, Giannis did put on X. We're looking down on them, and I think that's probably when they were doing the national anthem, but had the shirt win for the Cream City. I think they had them shirts out and something like that earlier this year that they was wearing. Um, yeah, and I think most of us understand that statement that he's not going anywhere or not demand to be traded or anything like that. I know some of us understand like if he decides, what, I want to leave. We can understand that because he did like was part of the team that helped us get a championship. So he's just trying to win stuff ever since. But what was it like? Most of the last 2 years before this playoffs, like he wasn't available. He was like injured. Then like not this past season, but the season before, very close to the playoffs, he ended up with an injury, and then played none for the rest of that time or playoffs. So maybe it could be a different scenery. For all three of the players, Middleton, Dame, and Giannis will play all three games against the Pacers. Maybe it'd be a different number. Although Dame only played like 2 games this series, but I think in the long run, I don't think Damian Lillard wouldn't make that much of a better chance for the Bucks. But it's like, the off season move that they need to do. They gotta figure out who's gonna be their third option. So, because I don't know, maybe you have like Kyle Kuzma, as your third option, but maybe you have Gary Trent Jr. if they decide to keep him as their second option. So yeah, although his shooting like numbers are not good, but at least you know one game he had 33 points when the Bucks had beat the Pacers. Then had 30 points the elimination game that he had. So maybe they probably trust more with Gary Trent Jr. and maybe they resign him because they got a big mid-level exception, I believe. So if they want to use that for Gary Trent Jr., go ahead. Maybe you hope Kevin Porter Jr. Has accepts his player option. Then after that, you would have bird rights on him, and you can just like sign them to whatever amount of money you want for, where just say like 3 years or something like that. And like I said, they need to keep Jericho Sims. I believe Bobby Portis will accept his player option. And I know some people are just like, okay, Pat Connaughton should just kick rocks. Um, I'm 50-50 on that one because he did, ball himself late in the season. Especially the second half when Doc was using him more. So and maybe a possibility they keep him. They keep him one more year. I'm fine with it. If they he decides to decline and try to get more money out of him, and Bucks decided not, no, we're not going to keep him. I can understand either way. So, you know what? Why not? Because I know Pat Connaughton does more for the community and stuff like that, which is always good. And but yeah, well, why not? They keep them. They keep them. They don't. They don't. So that's how I am with like Pat. Of course, with Brooke Lopez, yeah. I think he just needs to just hang it up. He really does. You know, getting Pat, letting people pass him and stuff like that, and get I know he can still like get blocks and stuff like that, but yeah, if you're always down there, 3 point shooting and not getting any rebounds, you only get like what 2 or 4 a game. So no, I think it's time for Brooke to hang it up. But everybody else that I did talk about, check out the aftermath part 1 video, and also check out last week's video was with the I think it was like this past Thursday that I put it up, that the off season with the Bucks. So get a chance to check that out. Anyways, if you like today's video, please give it a like and please subscribe to the channel. We got big plans for 2026. So we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So hopefully you guys can get us there. Also, comment below on what you think about this silly trade, or do you have a trade in mind of your own that doesn't involve Kyle, Giannis, or Dame, or maybe you do, and maybe maybe those trades will work. Whoever knows, but just comment below. Let me know what y'all think. Also, check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com. Upcoming events in the Midwest, videos like this. Also, you got wrestling talk. I am scheduled an interview for next Monday on a show, but mainly like returning episodes will be starting in June. So just keep your eyes out for that. Also, on YouTube, over 2,600 videos and counting. So get a chance, check them out. You may like buzz content. You may like wrestling content. You also would like comic book movies and TV news content. So get a chance to check that out. And also developments that's going on in Milwaukee. So if you're interested in that, this will be the channel for you. But thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, you guys have a good one.